welcome to Life as I See It with your show hostess, Dena Nierenberg. And today with me, we are fortunate to have Maria Lakinova. Welcome to the show. It's so great to finally have you on the show.
Thank you, Dina. I'm so honored to be here and have this opportunity to be on your show. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. So Maria wears many hats. She is an event producer. She's a choreographer. She's a beauty specialist. She's an incredible all-around person. She's a dancer, and she's a designer. And wow, I'm just very fortunate to have you here today. Thank you so much. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be an incredible journey. And
pleasure is all mine, Tina.
My pleasure. And above all things, what we really share in common is we are both soul explorers. We both enjoy living life on a soul level. It's not about the mind. It's not about what we're thinking. It's not what we're feeling. It's all about being really out here and understanding that we all have a purpose in this life.
100%. I absolutely agree with you. Yes.
So true. It's just that all of us, we're here to do something. You know, so much of the time, you know, when we talk about, not so much to get into childhood, but we do learn different things in childhood. We do learn real borders. You can do this. You can't do that. You can be like this. You can't say that. You can't think. Don't even think that. And then you take it to your grown-up years, and you're, let's say in your 20s. I was discussing this before with Tessa. You're in your 20s, and like, you know, it should be like, wow, I look amazing. I've got all this energy. Why am I upset about stuff? Like, what's depressing? Well, what's depressing you is that you are sort of this 20s, 30s even is a link between childhood to your middle-aged years, and you're still trying to figure it out. You're still trying to figure yourself out. You're still trying to decide, well, who am I really, and what do I really want out of this life? And if I'm here, it's for a purpose. I'm not just here to, you know, make the earth beautiful. You know, I'm sure we're all beautiful, but we're not here to make the earth beautiful. We're here for good reason, you know.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. And everything does start in the childhood. How? Because children naturally are more connected to the universe. And if you look at a young child, if you observe children, they're more open. They're not scared to try new things. They're not scared of learning about the world. But as we're growing up, because we're being taught by society, by our parents, by our friends in school, daycares, and then later on in college, that the society has certain rules and people have to follow them. But not everybody is the same. Not everybody is alike. Somebody is more artistic, somebody is more into science, somebody more into, I don't know, like a space, craftsmanship, and everything else. So it's different types of people. So we cannot be taught as one.
True.
And this has always been a big issue in society. I don't know, maybe like a lot of people may not agree with me, but as we are seeing right now, living in the modern times, we see that it affects a lot of people, and we speak about it already as being adults. Like, let's say, oh, I always wanted to do this, I always wanted to do that, but because my family told me I have to become a lawyer, I have to become a doctor, I wasn't able to pursue my childhood dreams. And that's why a lot of people suffer. People feel like they're lost, you know, already being grown-ups. A lot of people feel like they're lost in life and they're still looking for their purpose. And it really, it can get to the point where people start using substances.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
By being depressed, by not really feeling that they're living their best life. They may have a beautiful family, beautiful children, successful job, a lot of money, houses, cars, but they may feel like something is missing, like their soul is not completely happy. It's like they might have everything in this physical, materialistic world that we can observe with our eyes, but deep inside they may feel absolutely empty.
Absolutely.
And everything starts with the childhood.
It's so true. You could have everything in the world and still say, well, I don't have that. And she has that, but I don't have that. And it's not even so much that you want that, because you don't want that and you don't want that. At the end of the day, you really, really want actually what you have. You just don't realize it. Why don't you realize it? because the egoic mind gets in the way. Your egoic mind says to you, "Oh, I'm so unhappy, and life has been so hard, and I don't have this, and I'm feeling so bad. And if I just had the new car, if I just had a house as big as that one's house, if I just had that one's fur coat, my life would be so much greater." And they don't realize that what they're really, really missing is a part of themselves. And it's not that the part of themselves went away. The soul is very deep, deep, deep underneath all the garbage, underneath all the nonsense. No, we're basically taught to like put all into our minds how we're thinking, how we're feeling, what everybody else is thinking and feeling, what they've all said and what we've all said and what everybody's, doing. But the truth of the matter is our souls get so lost in all the wrong things. Our souls need to be involved in this world around us and not material things and not things that are going on inside of our own heads.
100%, yes, because we are being taught strategies how to follow certain rules in order to achieve a certain goal, right? So we, at the end, we receive a benefit that we're chasing in this materialistic life.
In some type of benefit, but it's not a permanent benefit.
Yes, mostly it's a material thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or like, let's say, yeah, well, career, family, but
Yeah.
it's still in this world we might be going in a completely wrong direction, and that's why a lot of times people experience complications like on a certain path. Like, let's say you choose a path of any profession, anything, any field, and then you get to meet people who somehow step on your toes, who betray you, who stab you in the back. And it's like, what I'm just speaking from my personal experience, and I've realized that it just meant that a universe is just telling you that and the higher powers are telling you that you are not really pursuing your truest path.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You could be using your best talents, but if you're not using them in the field where you should be, then it wouldn't be completely fulfilling to you. There would be obstacles coming up to stop you, to redirect you into your
True path.
true path.
Very
Yes,
interesting.
and this is what have happened to me, and I've it's just has so many challenges I had to deal with and so many obstacles I had to resolve
Sure.
in order to finally realize what my truth path is. And when I do reflect back into my childhood, I realize, yes, this is what it really is. And then I start to noticing, right? Okay, so let me like take a step back. Each and every one of us, we have certain types of energies that is compatible to working and to applying to a certain field in life.
Right.
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 Like, let's say, um, like, can I speak about myself?
100%.
Yes. Like, I have an energy very compatible with children, right? Like, I naturally understand their needs. I understand them. I understand their language. It's like I feel what they feel,
Sure.
and I can find a connection, right?
Mhm.
And
Same here.
yeah, and
I'm like a 5-year-old, like in my soul.
So when I was 3, my mom actually she taught me how to crochet, how to knit.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I've been doing that ever since I was 3, and then
Nice.
when I was 5 years old, I discovered my grandmother's Singer sewing machine. Like the one with like a foot pedal. Where
Oh
it
that,
has
yeah.
a
Oh
big
yeah, yeah, yeah,
wheel,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had
yeah.
to like press it up
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
down in
Yeah.
order to start
It's
the
so
machine.
funny. Yeah, I was thrown
Yeah.
out of sewing class in high school.
Yeah, and that's like I'm
Yeah.
basically pretty much self-taught
Nice.
in sewing. Yes, and it was like all tries, and every like new project was like a big challenge for me.
Nice.
So
nice.
most of my attention fell for making clothes ever since I was 5.
Nice.
Also, I started a ballet school, like a choreography school at the same age. And later on, I was applying my designing skills into making costumes for the stage.
Of
So,
course.
like one talent with another.
It's to another talent.
Exactly.
It's true. It's so
Yes.
true.
Also, when you're on stage, it requires certain makeup, a hairstyle.
Sure.
So
sure.
that's how my beauty skills came in handy. This
Nice.
is how it was my first start and tryouts and
So true.
You know, it's like all about that, like all around appearance,
Yes.
styling, and body movement, stage presence,
Yeah.
and choreography. And then I was able to apply all of those skills, everything, you know, like all my childhood, whatever I've learned, into entertainment industry here in the United States after I moved here at the age of 21. Before, like I was pretty much in this industry ever since I was 5 years old. But after working for so long in this industry, and you know, it's a very, very tough industry where people just cut each other's throat.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, it's
I'm
so
not gonna
competitive.
hide these details.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah, I'm so
competitive.
glad that I did not become an actual actress. It would have been
Yes.
crazy, and I had so many opportunities, and I'm so glad that I didn't take them. You know,
Yeah,
because
it
it just would have been
required.
weird, and I would have been over the hill by now. Also, by the way, I was telling Tessa before the show. At my age, I would have been over the hill for actresses. Like, oh,
Yeah,
who's
you
Dena?
have
Who's
you
Dena?
have
Who's Dena?
amazing. Yeah.
You know.
Yes. You
I'm,
have
I'm glad
amazing
I.
qualities for that.
I'm
Yes.
so glad I became not just. I'm so glad I turned my talents into something that would benefit everybody, you know? And so I became a professor. And when I was in college, you know, I'm a religious Jew. And so I always knew I couldn't become an actress, you know? Like, you know, on the stage, movies, this, that. So I figured go to school and make a lot of money, train to make a lot of money. So I trained to make a lot of money, and then I realized this is not going to make me happy. But what will make me happy? One day when I wasn't thinking about anything and I was so chill and so zen, it occurred to me, ooh, what do I want to do with my life? I want to entertain. Don't need to make a lot of money. I want to use my degrees to teach what I know.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God I've been doing that now almost 26 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. And it gives me all kinds of opportunities to do what I do to, I hate to say to show off, but I love to entertain. There's no other way. I love to entertain. Everybody who knows me knows this. And because of my teaching, I started getting positions on radio shows, on TV shows, just like as an adjunct, as a visitor to talk about mostly humanistic psychology. Carl Rogers, loving oneself unconditionally, accepting oneself no matter what, living on the soul level. And then that led me to doing our relaxation classes that I like to do Sunday night, and so also to this show, Life as I See It. Thank God I finally have my own TV show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like I'm really, really happy that you made the choice to be yourself rather
Yes.
than they are playing some other role.
Yeah, I could have played another role.
Because by being yourself, you're actually able to open up fully and serve your purpose.
Right.
Yes, some people are great actors and they do show other people's lives in how they see it, you know, other people's stories. But if you feel the call for being who you really are and you don't feel a certain role, then you should not be there, because then you would be giving wrong messages to the people around
That's
you.
right.
Right?
And bad vibes.
Exactly.
You know, the kind of vibes that you really did not come here to give. We all came here to give off energy to this world.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is let it be positive energy. There's so much negative energy around. People, unfortunately, are so miserable and they look scared. People look scared. I can't even say that people are angry. I think people are more scared.
Yeah.
And when they're scared, they give off very, very anxious vibes, and they don't try to get you to see it their way, but they kind of sort of feel like they have to. It's like a compulsion, because they're like, you have to see it my way, because if you don't, then my whole world will crumble and fall apart. Like you'll pass by somebody and right away they're all like, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Like everything is great. We're just two great people passing by each other. Why don't we say hi instead of saying, excuse me, I'm so scared. Arms like that. Just say hi to people when you see them. When you're passing them, say hi.
Yeah. And you know, this is also the reason for that is that just because each and every person has their own personal life experience, and they look at everyone based on what they lived, what they went through.
Mhm.
It's like if you don't have a certain quality, you wouldn't be able to recognize it in somebody else because it's unknown for you.
So true.
It's unknown for you,
So
right?
true.
If
That's right.
like how I like to bring this example, a person who always lies would not believe those who tell the truth because he thinks that everybody else is like themselves.
Oh, everybody else is lying, right?
Yes, because this is
Okay.
what they are doing on a daily basis. Whether it's their job requires them to do, whether it's just who they are by nature, whether this is what they have seen in their family growing up.
Right.
You know, there's no judge. Like I'm not judging everyone. These are just the facts. We're
The
just,
facts.
you know,
Facts
like,
on the grounds.
yeah,
That's
we're
right.
just talking about different
Yeah.
situations and different people, different families, and different upbringing, right?
Right.
And that's why a lot of times, like you said, people don't understand you because you had your own different experience, and how you say your goal, your purpose is that you are telling people how you are seeing your life from your perspective because
Right.
of your personal experiences, because
Sure.
what you lived through, and you're helping to with every show of yours, you're helping other people
Thank you.
little by little to see it from your perspective, right? By
Right.
being open.
It's like a service to community.
Exactly.
I just want everybody to be themselves, to be their highest self, to live from their absolutely highest level, to just whatever is going on in your mind, you don't have to deal with it. You don't need it for your life.
Because you know what
Yeah.
comes with it? If everybody is going to be themselves, then everybody's going to serve their true purpose. And if everybody serves true purpose, they're going to be more happier people, better society, more effective industries.
That's right. That's
Because
right.
if everybody on their own place and
Raised
they
energy.
love what they do, they're gonna get an even exchange from the amount of the energy they put into the job, right? Because if we go to job and we hate it, we're just sacrificing our energy for money, but
That's
we're
right,
not
right.
being happy.
Right,
We're not being
right.
fulfilled.
Right.
And we're just slowly draining ourselves.
Yeah.
We're wasting our vital energy
That's right.
for money.
Yeah, wasting our
And that's why if we're not on our favorite job, we are eventually getting ourselves sickness. First we feel sad, then it reflects in our physical body. We get migraines, we get headaches. Most of the people, and this was a scientific research, and I've heard it. I don't remember who exactly told me, like which speaker spoke about it, but he mentioned that most of the times that people had heart attacks, it was early in the morning when they had to wake up with an alarm and go to the job that they don't like.
Right.
Because their heart wasn't happy
Right.
to do what they had to do for money.
Right. So they collapse instead of having to go to work.
Yes.
I do believe that.
Yes.
I do believe that. It's so sad when it happens that way. It's like,
And talking about how people, they have sadness, they have anger, they feel lazy, they feel unmotivated. When we experience those types of emotions, we vibrate on a lower frequencies that
right.
reflect those types of emotions.
That's
Right?
right.
What are the higher frequencies of which emotions? Love.
love. Mostly love.
Love.
Acceptance, which is love.
Yes.
Loving yourself is
admiration, inspiration, right?
Yeah, creativity.
Creativity.
These are all soul characteristics.
Mhm.
This is what the soul knows. The soul only knows love and acceptance and creativity. We were brought down here to create. We were not brought down here to destroy. We were brought down here to elevate ourselves, and we were also down here. We were put down here to elevate everybody around us. Like everybody has a dual mission in life. We've got to elevate ourselves, and we also have to elevate those around us. It's like we don't live on these private islands, like each person on an island, because then we would have 8 billion islands. We live here, and we actually live in a city of like, I think it's about 8-9 million people. We can affect everybody a little bit every day. The people that we pass in the street, smile at them. Say hi to people. You could tell them to have a nice weekend. You lose nothing. You gain everything.
But you see, if I may, me and you, we can understand it because we know who we are and we're happy about it, right? We know our goal, we know our mission.
Right.
People who are still, you know how I call them lost souls?
Yes, yes, and many are.
People, yes, who just automatically do what they're being told
Sure.
and
So sad.
follow the, it's like to follow the rules of the system.
Yeah.
And they're being soldiers.
Yeah,
almost
and
like
they're never
slaves.
happy. They don't
And the
look
robots.
happy.
And that's why when you don't have enough for yourself, but you're not filled with that emotion of happiness, you cannot give it to anybody else.
It's
you
so
cannot
true.
give it to society.
Yeah, not fair.
And that's why a lot of times when you try to be yourself and like smile and be positive,
just be me. Really, just be me without the
Yes.
thinking, without all that
Yes.
crazy thinking.
you
that
cannot
likes to
get
go
it
on.
back. Like
Yeah.
people cannot pour your water from an empty cup.
That's true. Yeah, we've said that on other shows. It's true. It's true. First, you have to fill up your own cup.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's why it's very important
Yeah.
to, first of all, find who you are, what makes you happy. It can start with something very simple. Just notice what makes you happy. You know, like you wake up in the morning and think back of the childhood. I'm, talking to people who would be watching your show. That, like, think back. What used to make you feel so happy? And it could be as simple
Running around.
as go
Little
into a
kids.
forest. Yes,
It's so
go
true.
into a lake. I don't know, chasing a butterfly,
Yeah.
listening to the birds. And once you put yourself into those first, like your first memories that your heart is telling you, right?
Yeah.
Then when you go back and you experience those feelings that you have felt once back when you were younger, when you were happy, when you were a child, that could serve you as a trigger to take a next step into opening your heart up and letting you follow your discovery of yourself.
I was at a wedding. I think this was last Wednesday night, and I decided this is it. We're dancing now, and that's all I'm doing is dancing. I'm not thinking about what happened yesterday, today, or tomorrow. What could go wrong? God forbid. I said, I'm dancing. I put every fiber, every cell into my dancing, like for 3 straight hours. And afterwards, people came over to me and said, "Hey, what's your secret? I know that you've told us that you like to do yoga, but that can't be the whole story." So I said, "Listen, when I am at a wedding, or when I am at anything, basically, even if I'm just grocery shopping, I try to put my all into what I'm doing. I don't have to think about yesterday, today, who said what, why we said it, what we did. I just throw myself into the present moment. And that's exactly what children do.
Yeah.
They throw themselves
Yeah.
into the present moment.
Yeah.
Even, then the grown-ups come on in and they're like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And so you're upset for a little bit, but then you're like, but there's life to be lived. But by the time we're 20 years old, we're like, ugh, we so cave into what society thinks that we should do and what our parents and what our friends, grandparents, teachers think that we should do, that we start to do what they think we should do. And they're like suddenly running around and like, oh, suddenly it seems like an inappropriate thing. Well, why? Why is it inappropriate? This is what you'd like to do.
Yes, because society has certain rules that are acceptable and unacceptable. Yeah. And it says, like, let's say, you're not supposed to be too loud.
Oh, God,
you're not supposed to run around. You have to just sit and be like an object on a shelf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sure.
If I can bring down comparison, like let's say even in the daycares, what I have observed, because children naturally they just came to this world. They have so much vital energy because the energy is given to us to serve our purpose. Right?
That's right.
That's why also a lot of times we feel like we are so tired. Why? Because even when we have thoughts of what we have to do, we have anxiety, we have stress, we have fear.
Yeah, we're feeding it with our souls.
Exactly.
It's so crazy. It's not what we're
energy draining.
Yes, that's right. That's not to mention the energy vampires. They come on, you're like, oh, give me some of your energy. How do you have so much energy? Give me some of your energy. People have told me that all the time. I'm like, you have your own energy. All you have to do is tap into that energy. Stop dealing with your mind stuff and just live. Live for real. And you're going to see yourself with so much more physical energy, mental energy, emotional energy, and so much more creativity. The best ideas come about when we are not using our analytical and egotistic minds. That's when ideas pop to us. That's because of our innate wisdom that we have, that we've been born with. It's part of our soul.
Yes, but unfortunately, I wanted just to add something. There are different types of people and creatures. There are, the givers and the takers.
Right, that's
So
right.
you cannot avoid that.
Of course.
And the takers will always take and the givers will always give, no matter what.
That's right.
But our goal is to be able to reach the balance,
Uh-huh.
and that's why it's so important to have an even energy exchange, whether it's in a family between a man and a woman, and whether it's between a parent and a child.
Right.
Well, in ideal world, give the love to children unconditionally.
Right.
And child loves the parents unconditionally. And a lot of times, we see imbalance when the child is so innocent and pure and gives parents unconditional love, but because parents have been hurt by society for so long and they just have to be able to pay the bills and work different shifts that they barely see each other. There's so many fights and so many miscommunications that who suffers at the end the most? The child.
Sure.
Because the child is not given enough attention, not enough proper guidance, and not enough love to begin with.
Right.
Because we can teach our children anything we want to teach, discipline, science, this and that. But if it's taught without love, then it becomes cruel.
And then they start hating on you and they turn on you eventually.
And then going forward to the adulthood, the life, the
Addiction,
choices that are made.
very poor choices in relationships, poor choices in career, poor choices in, what substance they're going to go on today. It's nice if you could get hooked on drinking orange juice and milk. But most people who have suffered in their childhood, they become drinkers, they become smokers, drug abusers,
Yes.
and the like.
Because
And
they're looking for that energy.
for some energy that they lack,
Something else
lack,
rather
right.
than
Right.
their loved ones, their familyness.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's all about realizing that you have it within you to just be great. We are great. We were born to be amazing. We were born to really fully actualize on ourselves.
And now modern times are I'm so grateful and I'm so happy that we live in the time that we're living, because nowadays there's so much knowledge with access to the internet. Like before, you had to go to a library to find information, but the
Dark
speed of sharing
libraries.
information, it's so fast, it's so instant that we can easily access anything that we would want to learn. And more and more people come out talking about what we're talking.
That's right. YouTube. And I'm not saying abuse social media. God forbid. And every show I say, so many people out there, they abuse social media all day, all night, and it's about what they post, what everybody else has posted. But life should not be like that. I fully believe that we have YouTube, social media, Instagram as a way of role modeling what we want society to be, and also to be inspired by others. We want to inspire, we want to be inspired, but not to abuse it. We should not be like hours and hours and hours and hours on end. Yeah.
And
Anyway,
that's another addiction as well.
it's another addiction.
That's informational addiction.
Yeah. That's another obsessive compulsive behavior.
Addiction, yes, for being accepted in society. Like even myself, a few years back, I was so eager to share something, but not because I wanted attention. For me, it was a little different. Like I wanted to share what was happening to me because I was so happy about those experiences, but then I didn't realize that as unfortunately the world is cruel and there are a lot of people who might look at you with jealousy and think that, oh, life is so great. Why do you get to experience this? Why do you get to do this and I don't?
It's an illusion. You know, we post up the very best about ourselves. We post ourselves up when we have beautiful hair days. We post
Yeah.
ourselves up doing fun things.
Yes,
When we're at the
nobody's
weight that we
posting
want
how
to be.
they cry in the corner. Even though, you know what, lately I do have noticed that a lot of people are so brave and courageous to open up about their toughest times.
Mm.
Maybe the time will come when I would be, you know, feeling brave enough to open up about those times.
Yeah, that's for another show.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is Life as I See It with your hostess, Dena Nierenberg, and my friend Maria. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today. Mwah. Love you all.
Thank
Have
you
an
so
amazing
much.
life.